Hey, everyone. Dr. Kennard here with Tobin Templeman. Whenever I look at if you've ever gotten a copyright strike or a community guideline strike on YouTube, which I did, of course, I'm only going to complain about this for a minute. All right. I promise I'm only going to complain. I did some reporting on some anti-vaxxers drinking their bodily liquid excrement. Um, and I got a community guidelines warning. It wasn't a strike; it was a warning of a strike. So whenever I go on my dashboard for my channel, I see it. I can't get rid of it. It's like YouTube and I appealed it, and they said "F you, Andy Hall." They just said "F you." We're just gonna. They didn't say that, of course, but they said no. We're letting this hold, and it's like I don't even know what I did wrong. It's like whenever it's like Facebook. They'll tell you went against their community guidelines, and then they won't tell you specifically what was wrong, how it violated the community guidelines. I don't know. So, once again, every day is a gift, Tobin Templeman. Every day is a gift. As long as I'm here, I'm here. And that's how I look at it.
Right.
I think Marcus Aurelius said something like that, right? The Roman emperor, the Stoic emperor. He's like, just appreciate the day. Something like that. Probably in Latin too. More than definitely Latin.
Yeah.
So that was
I
my
resonate with that.
I resonate on the frequency. Let's see. Wow, YouTube is having a laugh. It started this stream in really odd. But YouTube does what YouTube does. There's no matter how, and if you're on any social media platform trying to create content, you know that the best thing you can do is make a good faith effort, maybe make a good faithless effort at trying to understand how it works. And sometimes it works out very well. Sometimes it does not work out well at all. Jesse Bear points out, laughing. Facebook and YouTube both use bots to make those choices. Yeah, so there's no logic behind it. Someone flagged your video. Yeah, well, an anti-vaxxer, obviously, right? Someone who didn't like the true story I was reporting on about anti-vaxxers and P. And, the bots are lazy. Even when it comes to appealing the decision. Yeah. But, I let it go. I try to let these things go. But whenever I try to let it, see, I said I wasn't going to talk about it, and I'm already 3 minutes into the show just complaining about it. So I'm going to stop. I'm just going to stop. It's going to be nothing but puppy dogs and rainbows from here on in, Telvin.
I don't know, but now you've got me thinking about it, and I have two trains of thoughts going in two different directions. But I don't know, like it like as far as like the drinking thing, like that's like highly debatable. I've watched dudes who are in the desert and they haven't had water for a long time, and they're sitting there like debating about it. And one's like, "No way," like no way, and the other one's like, "Just give me a psychological." There's no benefit. Like it's already very understood. It doesn't benefit you.
Yeah.
Like nobody's arguing that legitimately.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there are some people. That's weird.
Indeed. John Hudson, kind of like herpes. You ain't sure how you got it, but it shows always. Very nice, John Hudson. You're a man of letters, sir. That's what you are.
And then
Oh,
the other
yes.
train of thought. Oh, go ahead.
No.
My bad.
No, Holly Olson, that's right. Good morning. Today, the Dems get humiliated with a thumbs down on voting rights. You're right. They're doing the vote anyway on the voting rights bill. And it's obvious that it's not going to get passed, right? Because they can't do the carve out for the filibuster. Thank you, Kristen Cinema. Thank you. And that word salad that Senator Cinema from Arizona was talking about, here's her argument is that I support the voting rights bill, but what's worse, I cannot support a carve out for the filibuster because that's just going to add to to division within the country. And it's like, oh my God, Kristen Cinema. Um, that's such convoluted logic. I do not even understand. Wild Heart, nothing but trouble. That Wild Heart, nothing but
Hello.
trouble. What's up,
What's up?
Wild Heart?
Hello. Yes. Carry on. Yeah, I realise you're talking about American politics, so I have nothing to contribute.
Nothing.
Nothing. No, I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Well, it is a lot of mash. It's a lot of mishmash. Jesse Bear says, I know people who got sent to FB jail for sharing a breastfeeding pic in a private breastfeeding support advice group. Trolls are going to troll. Yeah. I think, and this is my strategy, it isn't like a strategy I really have planned out, but I've discovered that this is useful. That if you have a couple of friends who are comedians, then you will discover what not to do on Facebook, because they will post stuff and then get banned for like a couple of weeks. And then they'll come back on, and the first thing they'll tell you is exactly why they got banned. And it's like, oh, so I can't use that word on Facebook anymore. All right, I can go with that. So yeah, so you should always have a comedian who shoots their mouth off too much. I guess that's the moral of the story. And they will tell you exactly what not to do.
Right, because they won't tell you. They've left it pretty vague from my understanding.
Yes. Yeah. Like I had my buddy Nathan Timmel, who's a comedian out in Iowa. He got banned for using the word cracker on Facebook. He got a suspension for a week or two. And I wouldn't, that isn't part of my lexicon. That isn't, but I mean, for a joke, I might use it. But yeah, once I found that out, it's like, oh yeah, you can't use that. Verboten words. Simply Secular Dave. If Trump wins again, who is his running mate? If he burned, Mike Pence isn't up for the job. Is there someone else who can pull the evangelical non-extremist voters? It's a good question. What it won't be is Ron DeSantis. I'll tell you that. Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida. Those guys have beef together. Trump's going to probably roll over him in the primaries. Wild Heart, a new member. Well, congratulations.
Sorry.
Oh, heck
Thank
yeah.
you.
No problem.
Thank you. So yeah, Wild Heart. I mean, the politics here in the States must seem crazy, because they seem crazy to me. Yeah.
Am I allowed to swear on your channel? Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah. You as long as you don't throw the F-bomb too much. Because
no. Bat S-H-I-T. Bat S-H-I-T. Crazy. Yeah.
Yes. I don't even know if the algorithm or bots can actually interpret the words that are coming out of your mouth, Wild Heart. I mean,
that's a good point. Yeah.
I am really curious about this, whether or not there's been a peer-reviewed study about accents and how well YouTube can ban those people with accents.
I've actually done a study myself. The things they do at the bottom, the subtitles.
Yeah,
I've actually done that. They got it spot on. They got one word wrong, but they got the same word wrong 4 different ways.
Oh, okay, interesting.
But apart from that, it was spot on. Yeah,
wow.
So they can do accents. Yeah,
impressive.
Yeah, just very good.
Yeah. So what? The pillow dude. No one wants Mike Lindell as vice president of the United States. Well, surprising. He seems like a very stable person. I speak Hungarian. So does that help? Maybe it does. I no idea.
Hungarian, not so much.
Super sticker from Ian Davenport. Thank you very much, Ian Davenport. Every penny counts. I've heard, and this is, everyone knows I've been talking about Only Sky since November, when we were supposed to launch, and before November. Tomorrow. Really, this is what I've been told, at least. Whether it happens or not, I'm not absolutely sure. But tomorrow is supposed to be the launch of Only Sky, which should be the world's largest secular site. This is where a lot of Patheos non-religious bloggers have flocked to, and a lot of other folks in the secular community. Hope we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens if it actually does launch tomorrow. But that's what I've been told by several sources.
Cool.
And you'll get an email notification if you are subscribed or registered, right?
Right. If you have subscribed to me on Only Sky, then you should be getting emails as I publish stuff.
Awesome.
I wrote recently which should be live tomorrow. It's an apology letter to horror movies. I wrote a bit because, when you see horror movies, you say, that's so stupid. People really don't act like that. But if there's one thing that we've learned during COVID-19 is that, yes, people do act like
Stupid.
that.
Yeah.
So that should be live tomorrow. If this whole site goes live, I mean, I don't know. Well, if I'm in a good mood tomorrow, it's because the site is actually launched. That'll be Godless Scummer. Ahoy, Godless Scummer.
Godless Scummer rocks. By the way.
You eat hobbits, Blazing? There must be a lot of basting. I would imagine they're kind
my
of tough.
belly.
So that's everything that's worth talking, at least for me personally, in terms of the writing and all that other stuff. That's all the excitement coming in over here. Tobin, it looks like you aren't freezing cold anymore.
Yeah, we moved back in here. Yeah, we've been staying inside the bigger the trailer that I had built. But the area is so big that it's kind of harder to heat it up. So we're going back to our room. And I'm done with the drums, so I got my space back. And the music, it has really come. Like, I can't wait to share the next one too. Like, that it's gonna be good. And I've had a lot of people give me a reference and things to help me visually, put something together. It's been a cool project.
Cool. Looking forward to the next video, brother. You're a bit choppy too, Telvin. If you look at the video when you come back, he'll be like, Andy, why didn't you tell me I was really choppy? But, I mean, at this point, I think that's just the cost of doing business, right? What are you going to do?
See, you should all live in a first world country like mine, Great Britain. We have fiber optic, fast internet, just easy. Just living in England.
That makes me angry as an American and wonder why we don't invade you. That's what. I mean, we invaded Iraq like a couple of times for whatever reason, oil. I think we should just, and hear me out on this. I think we should just invade Britain, take all your fiber optics, maybe all your medicine too, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. You have a first world medical system.
Yeah, you have a first world medical. I think we should invade Britain for its fiber optics and its medical system, and then I'll leave you on your own.
Yeah, to leave us to it.
I think that's a brilliant. I don't know why I'm not in charge, to tell you the truth.
That would make sense. Yeah.
It's crazy. I actually have it. I've been told that we have the fiber optic cable out at the front of this neighborhood, and it's been like quite a long time, and it still hasn't been fed into the radio. It hasn't been fed to people yet. For some reason, they're not doing it.
Do you have to pay out of pocket to get that, Tobin?
I would. Yeah. But it's just something they just won't get around to.
Yeah. This is what I always tell. Well, let me back up. Is that a lot of people don't realize that there'd be parts, many rural areas here in the States, they would not get electricity if it wasn't for FDR, if it wasn't for him specifically saying, right, that everyone has to get electricity. It was a radical idea back in the 30s. You know what? I think everyone should have electricity here, no matter where they live. And people are saying communism, socialism, that can't be right. Holly, yeah, I heard planes are going to crash when they launch 5G. I heard that, and I'm thinking so many other crazy stories. I did not, I did not read or follow up on that. But Chris Maria says they heard that too.
Yeah, you read that. It's I can virtually guarantee that's not true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Blazing says the U.S. should ally with Denmark. We could steal their canals. Oh, yeah. Right. I hear there's a lot of windmills over in Denmark we could steal too.
Mm.
Right. Simply Secular Dave says, if the U.S. ever invades Canada, we're going to take your water at some point. Like, not just like bargain.
Although it does contain a lot of fluoride. I know you Americans against fluoride in water. No, it helps your teeth.
It does help your teeth. And this is how crazy things are here in the States, right? So I live in Massachusetts, of course, big blue state. When I was growing up, the city that I lived in, Brockton, Massachusetts, everyone else had fluoride in their water except for us. For some reason, that particular municipality, and I don't know how that could work, just didn't have fluoride. My teeth are fine, mind you, right? I got lucky with my, not having cavities.
Me, not so much.
Oh, brother, my ex-wife is Scottish, and everyone on that island,
it's just congenital.
It is. It really is. She was religious in her keeping up of her teeth, right? But still, just a mouthful of cavities.
Yeah,
and
it's just go on.
Yeah, I am fortunate, or my kids are fortunate, that they inherited my teeth and not her teeth.
Yeah,
otherwise they'd have the same kind of issue. Yeah. Blazing says 5G telecommunications networks. Am I going to get banned for reading this out loud? Is YouTube going to be talking about me, spreading conspiracy theories? I don't know. Radar. Oh, so they're okay. I don't know. I guess maybe we should do a story on this later on about 5G. I don't know. I will for a while when I was getting
what he was saying was that.
Yes.
I'm not sure if I understood what he was saying right. It's comparable to the old radios. Is that what he was saying?
Well, that's a good question. Is it within the same range in terms of the electromagnetic spectrum? I'm not sure. It sounds like
added a link as well in the lower comment.
There's a link down there. Oh, yeah. So there it is. Yes, there is. Here it is. For those of you who wish to check out the link, Blazing, who has, I don't even think that I have mentioned how excellent Blazing Wizard Pope's avatar is, but it is truly
that is cool.
That is remarkable. Job well done, Blazing Wizard Pope. Job well done.
Golf clap.
Godless Gummer points out that when you talk about red and blue states, because conservatives here are blue and labor is red. I know, Godless. I'm aware that, the United States of America can ruin a lot of things, and you can argue the fact that they've ruined. Yeah, you can say that we've ruined the color red, because somehow, even though the color red has been the color of leftists the world over, no, here in the States we're like F you. Red is for fascism. Red is for Christian fascism here. All right. Oh, Simply Secular Dave says in British Columbia, Yukon, Quebec, a bunch of other provinces, there's less than 3% of the population has fluoride added to their municipal water. I did not know that. I did not know that.
It's gross here, dude. Like, seriously, our water tanks, we have these towers, and they're so rusted out that the water comes out orange over here at times. They have to put boil notices out.
Yeah, that's it really is. It goes from state to state about how good the infrastructure is and how wealthy the state is and how progressive it is versus how conservative it is and how you get your services.
Yeah, because Texas has got money. I mean, there's plenty of money in Texas.
It has money for rich
but they
people.
don't
Yeah.
allocate the. Yeah.
And fun fact: all my exes live in Texas.
Well, you are an intelligent person by being on the other side of the planet. Then
Yeah.
on the other side of the planet.
That's why I live in Tennessee.
Oh. So Blazing's putting in a couple of links in case people want to find out more about the 5G and the potential plane issues. Definitely, Blazing is throwing links there in the chat. Yeah, my girlfriend, the girlfriend and I, we were talking one day because here in the States, right, and this is the difference between the EU and the States. One of the many differences is that here, affluent states subsidize less affluent states. So you have places like Connecticut, and New Jersey, and California. Their tax dollars go into the big bowl, and it gets distributed to poor states.
Yeah,
and no one cares. It's just considered to be the cost of business here. This is just how it works. The only red state, and I might be wrong on this, but the last time I saw it, the only red state that actually contributes money, that doesn't take money out of the kitty, that puts money in, is Texas. It's only by a small portion. And I think the only reason why Texas can do that is because it doesn't spend any money on its own people. That's what I think. That's what I think. But in the EU, for an example, it's totally different. Like when the Germans, like remember the Greek debt crisis, the Germans are like, why should we pay out for Greek problems? And it's like, that's
the system you signed up to. Sorry.
Yeah, this is it. This is the deal. You know, if you want to be in this kind of system that you signed up for, that you actually helped create. So that you wouldn't kill the French, or the French wouldn't kill you, or you stop killing each other. You know, this means that you bail out people that, and it may not be pretty, right?
Yeah.
But that's just what the cost of business is when you're running in that kind of large system.
Yeah, you can't sign up to a system and then not stick to it when it goes wrong. It's just you signed up to it.
Yeah.
You gotta stick to it. Sorry.
No, I live in Washington. Oh yeah, you could not pay. Well, you know, I mean, I've heard Austin's nice, but yeah, you know, I don't think I could. I feel safe where I am just because it's so close to the Canadian border. To tell you the truth, right?
Shut up.
I could drive.
Yeah.
You know, if I had to.
Just a hop jumping. Yeah.
Quits me real like that.
Oregon and all that is beautiful too. I mean, one day I would like to adventure and stuff like that.
Yes, I've never been out there. I've never been out to Oregon. I've been out to California a number of times, but in terms of Oregon and Washington State, zero. Never been out there. And the girlfriend insists I need to go out there, the state of Washington. Yeah. I've heard nothing but good things about the state, about Washington and Oregon, and yeah, I feel like I should go out there at some point.
Can I say I've always wanted to go to a New York Yankees baseball game.
Well, yeah.
That's the only reason I would visit America.
Well, speaking as a native Bostonian, right, or a person, you haven't really had a baseball experience until you're at Fenway Park, and some guy is screaming and pouring warm beer down the back of your shirt.
Yeah. Fenway Park, I hear, is also good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, those New York and Boston are relative, in terms of American distances, in terms of distances in the U.S. are relatively close. There, you can get to New York when there's no traffic with like a 4.5 hour drive.
See, you could drive the whole length of England.
Oh yeah. Well, what's always remarkable is when you look at those, the Imperial Britain, how much of the landmass Britain controlled at the height, I don't know, in the 1880s, 1890s, and in a country the size of Alabama, size of Alabama controlled something like 1/3 of the world's Earth's surface.
Yeah,
we
did well for ourselves. Yeah. Right. We had to give most of it back, admittedly, but we did well at the time. Done Chinese and
damn, I can take a 13-hour trip inside of Texas.
Oh, dude, yeah, Texas. From driving in Houston. Houston itself is a huge place, in terms of the size of a city. But yeah, I think Texas is the size of France.
Yeah, it's bigger than England.
Yeah. Like I don't know how many Englands you could fit in Texas. I think that's an interesting question.
Yeah, it's definitely more than one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when you see those infographics on YouTube or a meme about how many Earths could fit into Jupiter, which I think are a couple hundred. Yeah. It's like, how many Englands could fit in Texas? I don't know. At least two. At least two. Maybe three. So. Yeah. Jesse Bear, if anyone wants to see insane fans, they should go to a Philly game. I've only been to Philly a handful of times. I've never been to a Philly game, though. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the Burr, the comedian, Bill Burr. That sounds right. He did this set in Philly where he insulted the crowd for maybe 15 minutes straight or so. It's on YouTube. There's and it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Yeah, Bill Burr, who's actually another Massachusetts guy. Here we go. Sohan. Texas is larger than France, but without the benefit of high-speed rail. That's communism.
Yeah. They do real well, like the Japanese.
Yeah.
They do real well. Yeah. Got to give them that.
I was watching, the girlfriend and I, we were watching the Black Panther movie, the Black Panther movie, and in Wakanda they have the elevated railway system, right? Yeah. They're on magnetic coils. It's like, wow, they have. So this is how the states understand advanced technology, right? Our view of space age technology is basically what Europeans have. It's like, what do you mean? It's like, we have trains that don't run on wheels. It's like, yeah, it's a thing. And girlfriend, yeah. At least one Brit wanted to be in Texas. I don't know if anyone's or if you've all heard that story. Someone from Britain went to Texas, bought a gun, of course. And was in an 11-hour standoff at a synagogue in Texas. Horrible stuff.
Yeah.
And John Hudson says Greg Abbott's prayer stopped the lone gunman. Oh yes, indeed. And thank you, Simply Secular Dave. If you want to see Bill Burr's rant, basically attacking the crowd, because there are some bad crowds. Comedians will tell you this, that the official word is that there's no such thing as a bad crowd, but there are bad crowds. And Bill Burr just said, F it. I'm just going to insult this crowd for as long as I can and just basically chat all over Philadelphia. It is pretty epic.
Have a good day, Jesse Burr.
No, Jesse Beard.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta leave for work. It's a 4-letter word, Jesse. It's a 4-letter word. But yeah, take care. Blazing says in Denmark we are having trouble making our railroads faster because our country is small and old. Huh. So it's hard to make straight rails. Oh, yeah. I see what you're doing there. Yeah. So
although Denmark is good on the atheism, like most Scandinavian countries, very good on the atheism. High levels of atheism.
Yep.
Which is always good.
The less miserable the country is, the less religious it is. So good job, Scandinavia, not being miserable.
And hello to the Trusty 8 podcast. Kevin Chaos works.
No, Kevin Chaos is here?
Yeah, Trusty 8 podcast.
Oh,
YouTube deleted his normal channel because YouTube by YouTube, and that's what happens.
Yes. Sohan, thank you, sir, for the shekels. Greg Abbott didn't bother. I have to say, Sohan, I know Sohan in my personal life, and he has seen me trashed, like drunk, off my butt several times. In fact, I think the last time we hung out, I was actually sober, and I don't know if I was half as entertaining.
I always have that. Yeah. I get that.
Praise Thor. Imaginary God. Glad to see that you're here. Only our right-wing extremists call us a Christian country. Yeah, well, our right-wing extremists call us a Christian country too. There just happens to be a lot more of them here in the States.
And I am a bit thick when it comes to maths. What is the square root of -1? Is it -1?
I think it's.
I'm sorry, what?
What is the square root of -1?
I believe that's an imaginary number. The girlfriend who knows math, she explained it to me. That number does not exist. It is an imaginary number. Paul Camish, we were just talking about you the other day. Your ears are probably burning. We were talking about how you came on the channel, I don't know, it might be 6 months ago now, and talked about gun ownership over in Britain and the level of laws and regulations that you have to, that there are in Britain. And it really is a model for being responsible with firearms.
Yeah. It's basically farmers. If you're a farmer, you can get a shotgun. If you're not a farmer, you can't get a gun. That's not true whatsoever. But yeah, that's basically it. If you're a farmer, you can get a shotgun. If not, you can get a knife. and a lot less, funnily enough, a lot less things.
Oh man, Tobin, you froze up at the wrong time, brother. Just when you're about to say something. You're like that. And
I stopped because I thought Wildheart was saying something.
Oh
no.
I think I'm gonna back out.
All right, dude. Good seeing you, Tobin.
Nice to see you, Tobin.
Got here.
I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna try to come back in and see if that helps.
Sure, it could. What's up, Grant Farmer? How are you doing?
Just woke up a little bit ago.
Oh, well, how about that? How goes the preparation for the caucusing?
Well, we've decided to go virtual caucusing.
Oh,
so we're preparing for that now.
Excellent, dude. Is that just a big Zoom meeting?
No.
Is that a series of little Zoom meetings?
Basically, filling out the I cannot attend the caucus form for everyone meeting.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
So we're going to have people at each of the caucus locations sitting there and accepting forms for people
Mm-hmm.
and encouraging people to fill out the online form, stuff like that.
I've heard of this great organization that helps people with, vote irregularities. Cyber ninjas, right? You could get cyber ninjas to really help you make sure that your caucusing goes, perfectly.
Yeah, we'll take that into consideration.
Yes,
as much consideration as it deserves.
The trusty April podcast says I made a recovery account for my Twitter this morning. That's good. One of the accounts I follow, who has 146,000 followers, she was taken down yesterday by Twitter, and I can't find her account this morning either. Natalie Jacoby. So yeah, people get into the trouble bubble on Twitter too, for various reasons, some good, some bad.
Yeah, it's just kind of crazy though, the accountability for like things, like you were saying that you had gotten in trouble for talking about the urine thing.
Yeah.
And but really you were talking about other people. Like the accountability is messed up. Am I any better? Am I less choppy now?
You're not choppying. I don't know if that's a word. Choppying. You're not choppying.
Well, that's it.
That clean living's paying off, Wild Heart.
Yeah.
You got those healthy cancer sticks. They'll only give you the sexy cancer.
No, you got something.
But yeah, the accountability is messed up. Like they need to fix that. Chop. Let's get to that.
Yeah. Of course, I'm just going to say what everyone else knows. Okay, first, it can be done better than the way it's being done now. One, right? Two, it's about profit. So how much profit are these large platforms going to sacrifice to do their jobs properly? And that's the problem with the profit motive right there, is that, we're going to do things incompetently, knowing that if we could fix them, it would just take too much money. We won't do it until it's financially okay, or we're forced to do it. I always think about that scene from Fight Club. I don't know if people have seen the movie Fight Club, but Edward Norton's character basically explains how car companies figure out when to recall vehicles. And it's only when the car companies realize that the amount of what they're going to have to pay out in legal fees is higher than the cost of the recall. So there's this kind of calculus that goes on about when large corporations decide to fix their problems.
And it's based on money, and that is just fallacious.
Yeah,
seems like
it's wrong.
We have it backwards.
Yeah.
What I don't get is why YouTube punish you for playing YouTube videos on YouTube. You're getting them from YouTube. You're playing them on YouTube. I don't know why they punish you for playing their own videos on their own platform.
Yeah.
It makes no sense whatsoever.
I just try to put... Yeah. I think a lot of... And tell me if I'm wrong on this, everyone, is that I've experienced this personally, and I've seen other people get caught up in the, I don't understand why this is happening, and they go around and around. It's like, and how I've been able to deal with it, at least partially, is that, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to try to understand it.
There's no point. Yeah.
Maybe I'm just going to accept it.
Yeah.
And then try to work around it. I'm going to accept it and try to game it a bit. But that's, I leave the big brains to figure out why. That's why I have Grant. That's why Grant Farmer's on the show, right? Grant's the big to explain things to my stupid meat brain. Sean Hudson.
Although, according to G-Man, everyone is going to get monetized no matter whether they want to or not. Although this, admittedly, is coming from G-Man. So take this with as much respect as it deserves.
If you're monetized and you get only 1 or 2 pennies a year, I don't think that, I mean, what does monetization really mean for everyday people? Not a lot.
Yeah. But it will affect what you can show on share screen.
Yeah.
Showing other people's videos.
Yeah.
But again, this comes from G-Man, so
yeah. Oh, a legitimate source of information right there.
yeah.
Sure. I will say, because I don't run ads, is that whenever I see because every once in a while I'll show something that and I'll get a message from YouTube saying that the video can't be monetized. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
I don't need your stinking monetization. Well, I have to say this, Cryptomaria. I mean, I feel you. I mean, I've kept my mouth shut at work for most of the jobs I've had, but because this is one of the nice things about the job I have, is that they're all intelligent people and pretty much liberal and progressive, and so I can say things that I had until now not been free to talk about at work. So. One of the positive things about this job about my day job.
Yeah, it is. It does make a job much easier to do if you're working with people that are like-minded. You can get along and kind of make the time go by.
Yeah. A lot of my previous jobs, I'm like, you just shine on, you crazy diamond. Keep saying those words.
Crazy diamond.
Right?
Yeah. I do a lot of karaoke on my channel. Yeah.
No, dude.
YouTube don't like that. Don't like that at all. No. I can get away with the wild arts because no one knows who they are. But anything beyond them, yeah, I get into a lot of trouble.
I saw Pink Floyd. Well, what was left of Pink Floyd.
Oh!
Which was really David Gilmour and I guess it's Nick Mason on the drums. Back in 1988, I think. This is old guy stories. I saw Pink Floyd back in the day, back in the old Foxborough Stadium too, before it became Gillette Stadium. So yeah, good show. And because this is one of those horrible funny stories, because the person that we were going with just came out of the hospital a couple of months ago he had gotten into it. Yeah. I'm going to diverge off this story. Whenever I say I had a funny story, right? My kids, when they were younger, would go, don't tell us this story, because whenever you start saying you have a funny story, it's horrible. It's a horrible tale. It's horrible. They would leave the room whenever Dad starts saying, hey, I got a funny story. It's like just gone. So funny story. When I went to go see Pink Floyd, we were hanging out with this guy. He was a friend of ours. He'd gotten into this horrible car accident, had a pretty significant brain injury, actually. And we just took, and it was general admission. So basically they would open the gates and people would rush in to get a spot. And luckily, we were able to talk to the people who ran the gate, and said, look, our friend just got out of, Mass General. He had a massive brain injury. Him falling again probably is not a good idea. Can you let us in maybe 5 minutes early so that we could at least not get trampled on? And they were kind enough. They were good enough to let us in. And so we were able to find a rather secure area on the field and had a great time at the Pink Floyd concert. Giant pig and everything, right?
Yeah. Giant pig. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pig Floyd.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's crazy though, the stories about people getting crushed, like just people massively together. I think one happened in Cleveland with the band The Who. Like
Oh yeah, dude,
several
that's a
people
pain.
died.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Who. That was those general admission shows are crazy. John Christian said I saw Pink Floyd in '73 the first time. I had no idea who they were after the show. I was a different person. I could see that.
All the people in this stream fucking rock.
Yeah. We don't suck here. John Hudson saw it at the animal store. Right. Very nice. Very nice.
Heck yeah.
Very cool.
Pink Floyd. Yeah. Ah! Sorry.
Well, you know what, John Hudson? I'll say this. If you get a bit of financial security, right, you do have the ability to say what the F you want when the F you want to say it to. And that's the pernicious effects of the economic system here in the States, is that people have to work 2 jobs just to get by. Typically, everyday people, they have to do their main job and a side hustle. So they're either don't have the time or the mental ability, the gas in the tank, to actually stay informed. And when they are informed, you're always covering your neck. You're always trying to protect yourself, because if you say the wrong thing, you could get fired, right? Or you're going to lose business.
Can just add that people in the UK have to eat chips every 5 hours. So I'm going to go mute and
go eat some chips. Do you have the curry sauce with the chips? Because I love the curry sauce with the chips, I have to tell you. Yeah. My last big drink, which was maybe a week or 2 ago, 2 weeks ago, the last place we stopped at, which is the Druid here in Cambridge. If you ever go to Cambridge, Massachusetts, there's a little bar in Inman Square called the Druid, and they have some very nice curry sauce with their chips if you want to order it.
Heck yeah. Right on. I don't think I'm familiar with the curry sauce.
The curry, yeah,
I'll
the
have to
curry
look
sauce,
for that.
it's pretty good. Yeah, there are different varieties of curry sauce, but pretty sweet, with pretty nice, with a good bunch of French fries there.
If I remember correctly, that's kind of spicy, right? Curry?
Yeah, it can be. You know, I mean, it varies from one sauce to another. Like some are more sweeter and some are more, spicier than others. Yeah.
Yeah, I sometimes enjoy good honey mustard sauce with French fries.
Yeah. Well, my guilty pleasure of this course, a big glob of mayonnaise, right? That's not right. But I don't mind.
I really like the Hellmann's.
I do too. So my light's changing. So let me up for a second. You guys do whatever you do. I'm gonna close the curtain. I'll be right back.
So how's your caucus going, Grant?
Planning is progressing. We shifted to all virtual caucus, so it's basically just everyone submitting a form of their preferences and everything. So,
See, Sohan, MJ O'Connor is at Boston Park Plaza, has good curry sauce chips. Yeah.
I love seasoned fries. I dig those.
They're good drunk food, right? They're good drinking food. I will tell you this, is that the best post-drinking food I've ever had, right, the day after, and this is what my ex-girlfriend's father, a couple of years ago, like 5 years ago or so, showed me, is that he would take up these, pizza from the night before, cut them up, and then throw them in with scrambled eggs and make scrambled eggs with them. So it's like pizza eggs. And oh my freaking God, if you haven't had pizza eggs,
I've done it.
They are incredible. Incredible.
It's the bomb. Go for
really.
it. Try it if you have not.
Yeah. You throw the cut up pieces of pizza in the pan with a little bit of butter. You let that heat up. Then you throw the eggs in. You mash it all together. And oh my God, it's wow. It is wow.
I really like pepperoni in my eggs. I really do eat that often in my eggs.
Yeah.
And it greases up the pan a little bit.
It does.
Yeah.
And even the vegetarian sausage, because with I mean, for me at least, because I'm a vegetarian, the vegetarian sausage, the vegetarian pepperoni, they're respectable. They're respectable products. You know, you can make
It is
sausage
good.
out of anything, right? And yeah, you can make a pizza omelet, John Hudson. You can definitely make a pizza omelet.
Yeah.
Oh, Big Zebra. Glad to see that you're here, Big Zebra. What is this leftover pizza? I know not what it is. Yeah, well, that's the problem. Maybe when you're ordering pizza, this is the hack, right? Is that maybe you should order a special pizza egg pizza that you can hide from yourself, and you can just eat the pizza.
I apologize in advance. Pineapple on pizza. Satanic.
Pineapple.
Satanic.
The first time I had pineapple on my pizza was in Britain. The first time I had corn on my pizza was in Britain too. And I thought it was weird. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought it was weird then. But I'm not here to shame people. I'm not here to pineapple shame.
But pineapple on pizza is satanic. Can we all agree?
But only in the most positive way, Wild Heart. Only in the most positive way.
Yeah. But it's wrong.
Well, you're going to go
actually
to
like the pineapple on the pizza.
you're going to go to atheist hell for that then, Wild Heart. The pineapple.
Yeah.
You will be subjected to kind of,
That,
I don't want to get all Dante.
that is the most important point. Yeah.
But
Pineapple on
in,
pizza. It's wrong.
in Dante's Inferno, the inner ring of hell has what was it? Satan like devouring Lucifer because the innermost ring of hell is for
Because of pineapple
for traitors.
pizza.
Yeah, and so it would be for you. You would be in the inner ring of hell, obviously, an atheist hell with your pineapple and pizza. So
Yeah. I think I can get a hallelujah from bigzebra.com, Steve. I think I can get a.
I think you probably can from Big Z.
Carry on.
Blazing. I usually make an omelet with bacon, some caramelized onions, and chives. Yeah. That sounds pretty delectable.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Bacon, onion, chives.
Yeah.
Oh, get in. Hallelujah.
So Crittamaria says this opened a whole new world of food for me. I have to say, yeah. So if nothing else, if I've made no other contributions to society, I've spread the word about pizza eggs and curry sauce with the French fries. I think that and chips. I think that's my contribution to whatever this is.
I liked that kid that you used to every once in a while put in between the skits or in between the segments. He would throw all kinds of like crazy recipes together. He was really animated.
He did all these recipes from like the 1920s, from the Depression era.
Yeah.
Funny guy. Yeah. In fact, I was on TikTok the other day and saw one of his videos. I forget what it was, some kind of crazy food product. I think I might have sent Wild Heart into the kitchen. I feel hungry even now talking. Well, usually, right after this show, I make up some food for myself before I go into work. So now, yes, I have gotten significantly hungry.
Same here.
Yeah,
I'm on that.
Pizza eggs. That's right, Crittamaria. Take care, Crittamaria. Glad to see that you showed. Always glad to have you here. You got enough for all of us?
Heck yeah.
Wild Heart, whatever you got in that steaming box of goodness. Oh, look at those. Brilliant. Very nice.
I even saw the steam roll off of that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. All right. So I think I'm going to close out the show a little bit early today. I got some stuff to do before I have to go into work. Part of that is assuming that Only Sky launches tomorrow. I should,
can you link the private chat before you go to that? I would like to keep an eye on that.
Yeah. I will drop a link tomorrow if everything is live. And so and I'll blast it out on social media too, on Facebook and Twitter and all that other good stuff. So yeah, thanks everyone. Wildheart, Tobin, Grant, chat.
Thank you very much.
Twitterati, Facebookers, YouTubers, everyone. Take care. We'll do the same crazy thing tomorrow starting at 9 Eastern. Bye.